To the show Thursday Technical Analysis. So my name is Dinesh Kumar. I'm a co-founder of Infinity Cosmos, and we have Nitin Lalwani, who is also co-founder of Infinity Cosmos. Hi Nitin, how are you doing today?
Hi Dinesh, awesome. Having a nice day. How
Wow,
about you?
wow. Oh, awesome. Superb, superb. So maybe, just we'll wait for some time. As we wait, how was the day for how was the markets today?
Markets were exciting today. Finally, we got to see some trend. It like a breakdown, I
Yeah.
would say, not a breakout.
Okay.
But seems like now the market will start trending after a very long time. And
Okay.
let's hope to see some action in the
Okay.
markets. We've been
Yes.
waiting for a long time for some action.
Yeah, it's been long. Like June month was what, almost like sideways. There was no trend.
Absolutely, like a movement of 100 points in Nifty every day. That's it, between the highs and lows.
Lows.
And
Yeah.
some small caps and mid caps have been performing really well.
Okay.
But
Okay.
that's in fact a sign for most of our viewers who would be here that when the mid caps and small caps start performing, you need to be
Hmm.
wary. The large caps have stopped performing. Now there could be some action in the markets.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it is a kind of some kind of indication saying that now the large caps have started, stopped performing. So
Yes,
that gives
typically,
some.
if you see last year, the first stocks that started moving were the Nifty 50 stocks or the large caps, as we call it.
Hmm.
Then the move lasted for a bit, like almost 3 to 4, 6 months. Then it
Okay.
got sideways, again it started. And after which, in the
Okay.
year 2021, if we've seen, or recently after the November elections, US elections, the
Yeah.
mid cap started moving and finally the small caps are moving. So this is in
Okay.
a cycle. And once the
Okay.
small caps start moving, you need to be
Hmm.
wary. You need to start consolidating your
Yeah. Yeah.
positions.
Yes.
And that's the way the market works in a cycle.
Awesome. Awesome, Nitin. Awesome, Nitin. So we have some viewers. Can you just type you're from which city? I would like to personally welcome. You can just put your city. So whoever is there. And today we are going to learn the support and resistance, which I believe is a primary thing as a trader or an investor one need to know if you are using that technical analysis, right? So Nitin has been, he has experienced a lot and he has put in a lot of efforts. Uday Shah from Mumbai, welcome Uday, welcome. So he has put in a lot of efforts, right? And he is trading with the support and resistance. So we thought that he would share some insights about the support and resistance. Yeah, Nitin. Now, what do you think? Is it support resistance important for anyone to trade?
It is one of the key aspects of technical analysis, support and resistance.
Okay.
And if you know this, if you know
Yeah.
where to use this,
Yeah.
and this can be a game changer in your whole trading journey. Like
Wow. Wow.
support and resistance, without which you cannot call yourself an analyst or you cannot call
Mm.
yourself a trader without support and resistance. And
Okay.
today I'll be going deep with support and resistance, so that
Okay.
all those people who do not know anything about trading, who have no formal education of trading, just like how you and I have got some.
Yes.
So these guys will be able to understand how, when one can probably look at entering the markets, or when one can look at exiting or consolidating their positions.
Wonderful, wonderful. So here we have some viewers, maybe Uday and others. So have you ever traded using the technical analysis? So if you have traded, put that TA. So if you have to trade it, so that I also know that you have gone through, and maybe we can ask anything to take it to that next level and giving us what's the support and resistance. Yeah, perfect. So we have others joining Nitin. Now, one of the important thing is does understanding of the support and resistance, okay, can save somebody when they want to invest, and if they know these two basic things, do you think that it would save them from entering a wrong trade or taking something which they should not be taking, right? Can you just put some highlights on that, Nitin?
Absolutely. Like you said, it could save someone's day. It could save someone millions of rupees if they know the right way of using the support and resistance.
Okay.
I lay more, importance. I give more importance to supports rather than resistances, because resistances you will see are broken. Even supports get broken. We'll be taking some examples of how supports are also broken, resistance are also broken. But there is a way to indicate that, when the support will work or when the support will not work. You can mix momentum, you can add candlestick patterns, or you can use volatility indicators to support your support and resistance, or simple
Okay.
price action like moving averages.
Yeah. Super. So maybe some of the viewers may not know what exactly the support or resistance. So Nitin, can you just take it to the basics of what an support or and resistance mean? Maybe if you want to put a chart and explain, that's okay. So can you just explain that so that viewers are aware, saying that what is a support? I know maybe there are some experienced people here who would like to learn exactly how to do that, or maybe there are some people who are just new and they're just there. Maybe we can just give what a support is and what a resistance means. We have been using this very often. Maybe we can just explain in a simpler language.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the most simplest way I can explain a support and resistance is, say we are living on the 10th floor in an apartment, and the floor is our support. We cannot go below that. And if we you have a ball, so when we throw a ball, it bounces off from there, and the
Yeah.
max it will go to is the ceiling. So the
Yeah.
ceiling becomes the resistance point,
Okay.
from which the ball bounces off backwards, back downwards.
Yeah.
So this is the simplest way I can explain what a support and resistance is. Similarly, when we talk about stock market support and resistance, so a support is what we call as a demand zone, or any point where the buyers have taken control or the bulls have taken control, and the stock price stops falling and it starts reversing upwards. And in the same way, in the opposite side, when the stock has started going down, now when it goes down, it forms a certain ceiling, and from where it does not go up. So every next time it goes up there and comes down, it acts as a resistance.
Okay. Wonderful, Nitin. So what you are trying to say is the support is where more people come and buy, right? When they buy, it forms a support,
Yes, that is the
right?
demand zone, as we call it.
That's a demand zone. So more people feel that that particular price point is worth buying or whatever, and they feel when something is going high and they feel that it will not go beyond that. Then when people started selling, so is it like market having a memory? Is it right? It's technical
Absolutely,
analysis. Yeah,
absolutely.
good. That it is all the technical analysis about, right? Like
Right,
you're understanding the mode. Okay,
right.
Nitin, can you just show in the chart, how you draw the support and resistance? Yeah, you can just
Yes,
go ahead. Yeah, Nitin, go ahead.
yes. So, do we have the chart? Can you just confirm if you guys can see the chart in here? And
Yeah, yeah. You can just type if you can see the chat, so that
yes, so just
Yeah,
so that I have a confirmation as to if you
yeah,
can see the chart.
yeah, yeah. Nitin, I think it's good to
So,
go. Yeah,
yeah, let me just take the example of Bank Nifty, one of the major indices that we call in the market, and see any price point from where the stock price reverses, say either on the downside or it doesn't go further down, is called a support, and any other point where it starts going down again is a resistance. So if I have to just draw a price resistance in terms of horizontal lines, let me just take Bank Nifty. Yes. So over here, if you see this point, price in during the COVID period went down over here, started coming up and came down over here again. So this is a support zone, as we call it, or it is a demand zone. And after this, if we see, this was the previous high price. It came to this price, and momentarily for a few days it went down. So this was acting as a resistance, from which the price did not go higher further. And if we have to find out where we can look at buying, so even this price of what we saw the low during the COVID period last year in 2020, it was a support zone over here. If I just take this chart here, and extend this line to the left, the previous bottom that was formed over here. You can see this point over here. So
Yeah.
price came to exactly this level. Although there were a few supports on the way, there was one support here, there was one support here, there was one support even here. But whenever you want to trade a support and resistance, you always need a confirmation. Let me just expand this chart so that we can show our viewers how. See, over here it went down and the follow through was not there. So the next candle was not a white candle. The high of the previous candle never got crossed. So that is why we will not buy on an impulse, or just because it is near, the price is nearing a support zone, we will buy. That is not the case. We need some certain confirmations. Either it could be a candle pattern or something. So we see there was one more support zone that we had drawn right here.
Yeah.
Over here also, we waited for a white candle, but the white candle high never got crossed. So that is not a follow through. We need confirmation. Just because it is a support zone, we will not buy. And if you look over here on the hindsight, there was a. I'll just clear these lines once so
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. As you do, I just want to ask, thanks, Hamza and Uday. So, have you ever remember a stock that you bought and the price you bought? If you can just put that, in the chat box. Whatever the stock you remember that you just bought this stock at some price. If you just remember that, just put it in the chat box, right? Then I'll tell you what it is. Yeah, Nitin, go ahead. Meanwhile.
Yes. So one of the key aspects is, now this was also a support zone, the COVID low that we spoke about. We got a white candle, and above the high we can buy. And you see this low was never seen again. From here, the journey was only upwards. So there has to be a follow through, there has to be a stop loss, there has to be a right method of training or trading. So it is very important to have the right knowledge. Just based on a support zone, you should not buy, or just based on a resistance, you should not sell your stock. You may probably look at consolidating positions based on your analysis and take it forward from there. Yes.
Okay, wonderful, Nitin. Wonderful, Nitin. So, from the viewers, is there any questions to Nitin on the support aspect? You can just put it in the chat box so that he can just take before he can go to the resistance, right? So, or do you remember that what price you bought a gold or a watch, whatever you bought? You can just put it in the chat box because that is exactly the reference. Once you understand that the basics, after that you'll be able to build everything very very easily, right? Now he is just going to share on the resistance aspect now, Nitin.
Yes, Dinesh, I
Yeah,
would also like to share that this same technical analysis of support and resistance works on everything that is on a chart, whether it is commodities, like you just mentioned gold. How
yeah,
many of our viewers have remember buying gold, and at what price, or
yeah,
anything of the previous highs that were made in a gold price? I'll just share how resistances can work, and they really work very well. Anything that can be charted, on anything that can be charted.
yeah,
So I'm just taking the example of gold over here,
yeah,
and you see that there was, for so many years. Now I'm just taking it to a weekly chart,
yeah,
that this point acted as a resistance over here. So this was almost like 2016 to 2019. The price did not cross the highs, and it acted as a resistance. Time and again, it came to these levels, but it could not break it. So one of the key things my mentor taught me was, a resistance is a resistance until broken. And this has stayed with me forever. So I do not trade based, if I'm close to a resistance, I will not buy a stock. Or if I'm very close to a support, I will not short a stock.
right.
So we have also have ways where we can see take support and resistance based on trend lines, based on moving averages. So these are important aspects of the support and resistance factor.
Wonderful, wonderful, Nitin. Nitin, now can you just go through a couple of stocks currently which is there and see if anything is at support or resistance on a real time now, so that people can use it. Yeah, from the viewers, if you have any specific stock that you would like to know whether it is in the support or resistance or it is on the breakout, you can just put the stock there and Nitin would be going through that. Yeah, Nitin, you want to take a couple
Yes.
of stocks and see? Yeah.
firstly, I like to share the two major indices that we have, that is the Nifty and Bank Nifty,
Yeah.
so that we get a broader picture of where the markets are right now.
Yeah.
So let's just take Nifty for now.
Yeah.
And currently, you can see that it is resisting at this level of 15,930. These are Nifty future charts. So
Okay.
uh, 15,900 is a key resistance level, and we are sort of seeing a kind of a breakdown. But
Yeah.
that does not mean the trend has ended. In one nugget that I would like to share is, if
Yeah.
we have a lot of times that the resistance is being hit in a small
Okay.
duration. So in the past 1 month, this is almost the third or fourth time we are hitting 15,900,
Okay.
which means that the resistance will get weaker. It's just
Yeah.
like an example. If I have
Yeah.
a plate and I
Yeah.
keep hammering it, the
Yeah.
metal goes weak. And
Mm.
once the metal goes weak, it will be able to pierce it. If the hammer will be able to pierce it. So
Okay.
similarly, we can see it is possible that we can see one more upside until the 16,500 mark,
Yeah.
or if it confirms anywhere below this support zone that I would call somewhere
Yeah.
around 15,450, or then we would say that the correction has started. Until then, we cannot say that the correction has started or the Nifty is headed for a downtrend. And
Okay.
same way in Bank Nifty. Over here, one of the key aspects is there is a resistance of sorts over here, but the major resistance is at its all-time high. And I would say we are neither at support nor at resistance. So it is best to stay out of the market at such times. If you're really looking at trading, it would be best to either short at a resistance based on the confirmations and learnings. And if you want to buy, you buy near the support levels, obviously with the right methodology. And Dinesh, I would also like to share with our viewers that we are hosting a free masterclass this
Yeah.
Saturday, 11
Yeah.
a.m. Could you please put the link in the chat box so that our viewers can take advantage of this and come
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
learn a lot
Yeah.
of things that we will be sharing here?
Absolutely. Within meanwhile, Udesha has got a question. He wants a view on the Granule India. Can you just look at the chat and kind of tell? So I've already put the link for the webinar. Please register for the webinar where we
Yes.
are going to talk about three secrets, okay, which will be very awesome, and you're going to learn a lot. So it's a free webinar, so you can just click on that and register for the same. Yeah, can we have a view on the Granular India as to currently what it kind of says?
Sure.
So thanks, Uday.
So Granules India, like if you go to see, simply there's a small resistance, but it's kind of breaking a resistance. And like I said, the major resistance is at this point of 366, and the major support is somewhere around 300. If we have to just draw this support and resistance, so 300 to 360, we are exactly somewhere in the center. So I would personally not want to get into this stock at the moment. I would wait for it to either reach a resistance or reach a support zone to take a trade of sorts.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks you, Uday. I think you got your answer. Maybe if you are trying to, invest, maybe you can stay out. Okay. Now the question can be in this way: if somebody is holding the granular data, so what do you think? One need to be looking at.
Yes. So key aspect, now we can see this data is as of yesterday. I do not have the
Yeah.
data of the current day today,
Today.
what has happened in
Yeah.
Granules India.
Okay.
So, but if I'm holding my positions, and I would wait for this level of 325 around would be my exit price if it breaks, or else I would wait for it to reach around 360, 365 levels.
Wonderful. Today, actually, we have like the Toji in the granulation. I just checked in the the software. So obviously, the situation remains same. What we
Right,
are saying in the chat, not much, not much of a difference on that.
right.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, yeah. Nitin, so can you just see if there is any opportunity? You
Okay,
find the
I'll
current
just
market.
take
Yeah,
some 8 to 10 stocks of the Nifty 50 companies,
yeah,
various sectors,
yeah.
and
And
then
meanwhile, I'll just ask the viewers also. So if you want to know about any specific stock, this opportunity can just put. I hope that you are learning a lot. If you're going to learn a lot, say a lot in the chat box. Yeah. So that we know that you are learning. So and you are able to apply this in the real time. Yeah, Nitin, go ahead.
I'll just take Tata Motors because
Okay.
it has had a loud move and
Hmm.
right. So this is the chart of Tata Motors. We can currently see this is at a support level, but today also we've seen a breakdown in Tata Motors somewhere around 300, 305 levels.
Yeah.
So the key support level I would say is at 280. I know
Yeah.
most people would have bought Tata Motors at a very cheap price. It was available at a very cheap price. So if you are holding on to Tata Motors, this could be a key level. And always note that a plus minus 1% of the support zones. It may not always exactly come to that price. A
Yeah.
plus minus 1% could also hold as a support zone. You see over here, once this price came here, the second time this price came here,
Yeah.
and this time it did not exactly touch here, it reversed from this point. So that's why I'm saying this plus or minus 1% will always hold the key.
Wonderful, wonderful, Nitin. That's awesome. That's awesome.
These
So
are the
it's
small nuggets that
small
will
nuggets.
change your whole trading.
So actually, he's sharing so much. I can say, in this entire channel, we are going to share so much that if you just go through and if you just take notes of this and practice this, this itself is going to be a full-fledged course. Okay. Yeah,
Absolutely. I
Nitin.
would suggest all our viewers to take a lot of notes, and
Yeah, I know.
this will be available for viewing even later. So you can
Correct.
take a go back and see this stream again and take massive advantage of all of this.
Absolutely. Super.
Just see one of the stocks, Bibis Lab.
Hmm.
Now see over here, it broke resistance, and once the stock breaks resistance, see the rally that we get over here.
Yeah.
So this was a resistance which was holding for a while, almost like 3 months.
Mm.
So this was all the way
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
January to April. So 4 months, this resistance held itself. And then once it broke out, what a move.
Absolutely.
So Divi's Lab is at its all-time high. There is no resistance. We can certainly see the resistances in this. Looking at some Fibonacci projections also.
Okay, cool. So Fibonacci is something we are going to take up in one of the Thursday technical talk. So right now we will stick to the support resistance because this itself it's just knowing and also it's practicing, right? Now and once you practice more on the chart, yeah, and you can come back to this video, pause the video, and kind of go through that.
See,
Can
if
it
someone
is?
is holding Maruti,
Yeah.
this was a key signal. The stock is currently at resistance and has started to head down. So this was a profit booking zone, and any level below this yesterday's low, I am not aware what has happened in the market today. See, the best part about it is, I don't see the market every now and then. I take my trades one, and I will not look at every other stock because that is noise. You're not trying to catch every single trade. You have to have your limited basket of stocks which you look at, and once you're concentrated on those, it could be 10, 15, 20 stocks, maximum 25 stocks, and once you're concentrated on that, you will know every move of that stock. It's like knowing your child.
Wonderful. Superb, Nitin. Nitin, is there right now? I know the current market conditions, has analyzed. There may not be much to buy, maybe at this current. But do you have anything, which you can, kind of feel that it is at some support, or maybe you can find a lot of resistance, or it is
Right.
already done. Maybe the
We're,
profit booking.
we're at a lot of resistance points rather than support
Yeah, yeah,
points.
I
I
know,
would
I
like
know,
to wait
I
for
know.
a little while to come to support. Although there's one stock that I see is on support levels, which is
Mm-hmm.
IOC currently.
IOC.
Not the
Okay.
best supports, but
Okay.
currently at support, and it's just niggling out there. And even if so, one of the key aspects now, every resistance we see, this was a resistance here. Now this will act as a support in the future, and if the stock comes down to this level of 103, 105, this can act as a good opportunity. So you have to keep an eye out for this. Like I said, my basket of stocks is very small. I take 2 or 3 stocks from every sector, and one of them is IOC, which I'm seeing right now. I'm waiting for it to retrace enough. Like I said, we don't want to enter near a support. Like I don't want to enter near a resistance, or whenever
Mm.
it's in between. Either I will look at the top or I will look at the bottom. And if we see,
Perfect.
this was at resistance. Now, what I spoke about is over here was a support level, and the same support acted as a resistance. So I was short in IOC. At the same time, I was long in another stock a few weeks, 2 weeks back. So this is the beauty that you can be long and short at the same time based on your study.
Wonderful, I think that's awesome. That's awesome. I think that was a lot that you shared and your experience and exactly what you do. And the viewers also have learned a lot. They've already put on the comment box. So now there is a webinar which we are conducting on this Saturday, right? So
Yes.
don't miss out on that, where we are going to share a lot of awesome, cool stuff. Myself and Nitin would be doing that. So again, I'm just putting the link in the chat box. So click on that and register right now. Okay. Yeah, Nitin. Now I will just put this chat off, and we'll see if there is any questions to take. Otherwise, we can conclude this. So, is there any questions you want to ask about any stock with respect to the support resistance? You can just put it in the chat box. So we'll just wait if anyone has any questions. Okay, thanks Pudesha and thanks Satyapriya that they had questions, and Hamsa, all who participated and really asked the questions. Right?
I
Thank
would
you.
like to
Yeah,
request our viewers to share
yeah,
this as much as possible,
yeah.
because this one small, learning from somewhere could
Yes,
just get you that aha moment. So
correct.
share this with amongst your friends, family, relatives. We are going to be live every Thursday, sharing a lot of knowledge
Correct.
and giving out a lot of hints on how you can improve your trading experience, how you can get better results from your trading journey.
Absolutely. So please keep sharing, because if we have more viewers, more people, it will benefit them, and our energies also goes high. And we are going to share a lot of awesome steps every week. Okay. Thank you, and we are going to conclude this. And see you all. Stay safe, and see you next week. Bye bye.
God bless.